We're back, and we're better than ever. You're watching the 49ers Report live here on Chat Sports. I am your host, Chase Sr. Hit me up, give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. Can't wait to get into today's show. It's been a loaded and a very busy few days for your 49ers. We're here to cover it all for you. But as we get closer and closer to showtime, let's let the audience build up as the Niner gang piles in. And let's start asking some questions. First, let's get the chat flowing. That is your main duty to handle right now. Spam Niner gang in the comment section right now. And hopefully you're already subscribed. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that red subscribe button. Help get the 49ers Report to 40,000 subscribers. But first, spam Niner gang in the comment section right now. We'll start to give some shout outs. I know some people have already been communicating over the last few minutes. I've been cracking up, peeking over at the chat. I saw George Garcia saying, take some shots of 151. I do have some Fireball, and I'm down to take some shots. We'll show our Super Chat menu here in just a bit. But I'm looking over at the chat. Shannon Mack, Joe Evans, Ernest Beatty, Wet Noodle 187. He watches us every week, even though we have a new showtime every single Tuesday, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. Appreciate all of you for making the 49ers Report a part of your day. Michael James Finley, Ernest, Adrian, Niner Faith, Kyle Heath, Ernest, Garcia, Christopher Blankenship, Tommy Huxley is back. Hopefully we're not talking about people's wives again. Go for Broke, Tumber, Hanif Razak, Jerry B, Niner Faithful, Daryl the Strategist. Appreciate all of you for getting those comments in. My next question for you, where are you watching from? I'm always amazed by this during our watch parties, during our live shows every Tuesday, whenever we do bring you a 49ers Report to see where people are tuned in from. We always have people watching the show from Hawaii, Germany, Australia, every pocket of the United States, all across the world. Where are you watching from, and where's the Niner gang hanging out? Let me know. Hanif, he's in California. Garden Grove, California from Go for Broke. Louisville, Kentucky from Shannon Mack. Palmade, California. What's up, Chase? What up? Joe Evans from Austin, Texas. I was there back in May. Awesome city. First time I went. Monk's Corner, South Carolina from Adrian. Diego Lazarin, Wichita. Spokane, Washington from Anthony. Walkerton, Indiana from Kyle Heath. Barbados from the Alpha Doctor. Christopher Blankenship is in West Virginia. San Antonio, Texas from my dude, my homie, Noah GQ Pena. Santa Clara, California from Hanif. Mexico from Roberto. New Orleans, Louisiana from Careless, one of the best party cities around the globe. I'm down to party today if you guys are willing to super chat us to support the show. 2 mailbags coming your way on the 49ers Report. Be sure right now to get your questions in because we're going to start today's show with a mailbag. Either use the hashtag 49ers, and I've seen some of those questions pile in. We'll get to those here in just a bit. Or you can super chat us. That allows you to skip the line. You get ahead of everybody else in front of you, and we answer your questions first. Tommy Huxley, I see that $2 super chat. We'll get to that during the mailbag. Let's do some more shout outs here. Stephen Edmond Martinez, California. San Diego, California from Lawrence. Seneca from Ernest. Go for Broke. I see your question in there as well. Continue to use the hashtag 49ers or super chat us to get your questions answered on today's live show. Here's our super chat menu that we'll show you here in just a second. We got to work through a little graphical thing that we're working with here. Our super chat menu for today's show. If you super chat us $1, I give you a shout out. I saw Tommy Huxley's $2 super chat. That qualifies as a shout out. A $5 super chat, I'll give you a beer cheers. $10 super chat, I'm going to chug a beer. $20, I bring on producer Jeremy Beedling, who's producing today's show, killing it as always. He will take a shot of Fireball. And for a $50 super chat, I will try some mac and cheese ice cream. So $50 super chat, I'll try some mac and cheese ice cream. It sounds straight up disgusting. I know in the pop culture world and in the culinary sphere, a lot of people a couple weeks ago were trying some mac and cheese ice cream, And I was like, yo, what are you guys doing? Well, I might be the one trying it next if we get a $50 super chat in here. And of course, a $50 super chat, as is the brand here on the 49ers Report, I will do a beer shotgun. So that is our super chat menu for today's show. We're getting closer and closer to showtime. If you're new to us here at Chat Sports and on the 49ers Report, we go live every single Tuesday, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. We also do watch parties that are live on game day. So we'll be live 15 minutes before the Niners kick off against the Eagles in week 2, and then we'll be live throughout the game, giving you a post-game show as well. We pride ourselves on audience interaction. So you see the comment section flowing right now. We just love being able to allow you to hop on board and join the show. So we're a very interactive YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to us already, hit that red subscribe button. We're the largest 49ers coverage channel on YouTube. We're getting closer and closer to 40,000 subscribers. We hit you with the latest news and rumors, breaking news as well. For instance, today, the news made official, Raheem Mostert out for the season because he tore cartilage off of his knee. So what did we do? I got the homies together, we put together a show, and within minutes of that news breaking, we broke down the Raheem Mostert season-ending knee injury. All reasons why you should subscribe, but I got another question for you. This is a big matchup for San Francisco going into week 2 against Philadelphia. Who do you got in this game? Let me know right now. Get your votes in and your predictions in. Type SF for the 49ers. Type PHI for the Philadelphia Eagles. Be sure to get those votes in. I peek over to the comment section right now. I'm seeing Wet Noodle 187. He thinks the Niners are going to win. We're trying to figure out the comments, so hopefully we're able to answer all of your questions on today's show as well. Leslie Klinger, San Francisco. Shannon Mack riding with the Niners. Go for broke, predicting that the Niners are going to be victorious. Tommy Huxley, San Francisco as well. Sean Swain, he thinks the Niners are going to win. I haven't seen a single Philadelphia Eagles vote or prediction yet in the comment section right now, which is great news. That means that the Niner gang riding full with your Niners on Sunday. It's going to be a 1 o'clock Eastern kickoff. Hanif Razak, 42-21. That is his prediction. Roberto Hernandez, San Francisco. P. World Cisco going with the Niner gang. Noah GQ Pena, he's riding with the Niners as well. So are we starting off with an Eagles-Niners preview? Okay, are we still going to run through some of those news items at the top here and build up? Or, okay, all right, awesome. Cool, we're just trying to figure out some technical things on our end. Appreciate everybody for being patient. 128 people watching live right now. Only 34 likes. That is criminal. Hit that thumbs up icon, like the video. Let's get the 50 likes as soon as possible. Hit that thumbs up icon to support the show. We appreciate you for making the 49ers Report a part of your day. Another question I have for you, and we're talking about this because Jason Verrett has gone down with a torn ACL. Do you want the 49ers to re-sign Richard Sherman? Type S for sign, type P for pass. Get those votes in right now. Okay. Cool. That sounds good, guys. All right, awesome. Yep, sounds good. Do you want the Niners to re-sign Richard Sherman? Type S for sign, type P for pass. Get those votes in right now in the comments section. Shannon Mack, sign Sherm. Niner 63, bring Richard Sherman back. Wet Noodle 187, he wants the Niners to pass on Sherman. Kyle Heath, sign. The Savage, he wants to see Richard Sherman back in the scarlet, red, and gold. Wally Alama, P for pass. Z the Dark One, sign him. Southern Vision Entertainment, sign him. Anthony Cook, bring back Richard Sherman. Andy Williams, re-sign Sherm. Dre incoming, though, from Sean Swain. Gold Empire, no. Go for broke, saying, don't know. What's his legal issue status? 5 misdemeanors against Richard Sherman. That is the status right now. We do have some sad news to pass along because one of the great Niners of the early 2000s has passed away. Paris Harrelson passed away yesterday. Not sure what the cause of death is. A former 5th-round pick of San Francisco. Also worked for the organization for a little while, helping with player engagement. He passed away yesterday. This is the statement from the organization. The 49ers are heartbroken and shocked by the news of Paris's tragic passing. Paris was a beloved member of our organization that lived life with an extraordinary amount of passion and joy while leaving an indelible mark on everyone he came across. We extend our condolences to Paris's family and his loved ones. Moving off of that, let's show some support to Paris's family. Type RIP in the comment section. We'll give you some shout outs because heartbreaking news. He passes away at the young age of, I believe, 37 years old, which is far too early for anybody to pass away. Again, not sure what the cause of death is, but tragic news for a former member of the Niner Empire, the Niner Faithful, and the Niner Gang. So type RIP in the comment section right now. Give you guys some shout outs real quick. It's amazing how many people are commenting and showing their support. I see Michael Turner in there, Southern Vision, Eugene Pittman, Leslie Klinger, David Kiner, Alpha Doctor, Niner63. Appreciate that. Number 98. Rest in paradise. As for Javon Kinlaw, didn't play against the Lions in week 1. Is he going to suit up against the Eagles in week 2? Now, this is a player who was drafted in the first round 2 years ago. Went to South Carolina, played very well in the collegiate ranks. That's a big reason why he was a first-round pick last year. Had some knee injury issues at South Carolina, as well as last year, got his knee operated on during the offseason, and he's still dealing with some lingering knee issues. Didn't suit up against the Lions, as I mentioned. I thought the Niners really missed him in that game, especially against the run and against some of the screen passing attack from Detroit. Kyle Shanahan said yesterday in a virtual press conference he is hoping that Kinlaw will play against the Eagles. Do you think Kinlaw will be in uniform against Philly in Philadelphia on Sunday? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Once again, get those votes in the comment section and continue to flood the chat here. RIP from Goldblood21 for sure. Niner face still saying pass on Richard Sherman. Jimster thinks that Kinlaw is going to be in action. Leslie Klinger getting the good vibes going as well, saying yes, Kinlaw is going to play. Wally Lama typing his Y. Go for broke. Charles Hill. Andrew Smith. Daryl. Manasseh. Hopefully I said that right. David. Gopher. Ray. Anthony. Michael. Hanif. Jerome. All saying yes, Javon Kinlaw will play. Michael Harkness saying, damn right, Kinlaw is going to play. I absolutely love it. I hope he's able to play. I mean, you could see the difference without him in the lineup. I thought the Lions were able to gash that Niners defensive front in the run game. Now, against the pass, I thought the Niners defensive front was straight up dominant. They had around 30 defensive line pressures against Jared Goff. That is a combination of quarterback hits, quarterback hurries, as well as sacks. To have a number like 30 for the defensive line, that is truly an elite number. So the Niners defensive line, great against the pass in week 1 against the Lions, but they kind of got gashed in the run game, and what is Philadelphia's bread and butter? It's the run game, it's the screen game, some of the similar things that you saw from the Detroit Lions. Also, there are some rumors about the Niners being interested in a cornerback with the Minnesota Vikings, Cameron Dantzler. So would you rather the Niners trade for him, or would you rather the Niners sign Richard Sherman? This is your opportunity to sound off and let me know and let the organization know what you're feeling. Type RS if you'd rather have Richard Sherman. Type CD if you'd rather have Cameron Dantzler. Dantzler, little background on him, went to Mississippi State, 3rd round pick in 2020. At the start of training camp last year, he was one of the Vikings' top cornerbacks, but he was a surprise healthy scratch in week 1 against the Cincinnati Bengals. So Vikings not really pleased or happy with his development or lack thereof and how he's come along over time. So let me know. Get your votes in. RS for Sherm, CD for Dantzler. Richard Sherman from Hanif, Joe Caterly, Sherman, Go for Broke, Sherman, George Garcia. He'd like to see Sherman back. Roberto Hernandez, Richard Sherman, Michael Correa, Richard effing Sherman with the bang emojis. Okay, I see you, kid. Solid entertainment. Sherman, CD because he's younger from Jerome Davis. Bring back Big Rich from Michael Rusnak. Charles Hill, he'd like to see Sherman come back at Wet Noodle 187 and says, none of them. I don't like either player at all. Thank you to all of you for contributing to today's show. If you're ready to get this show on the road, this is what I want you to do right now. Almost 200 people watching live, 73 likes. Can we get to 100 likes before we start today's show? Let's do it in rapid fire fashion. 73 likes. Let's try to get the 100 ASAP. Hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. Also, because of Tommy Huxley's $2 super chat, I'm cracking a beer. I'm taking a sip of beer. Let's show that super chat menu one more time. Here's our super chat menu today. You super chat us $1, I give you a shout out, like I'm giving a shout out to Tommy Huxley. $5 super chat, that's a beer cheers. $10 super chat, beer chug. $20 super chat, producer Jeremy is going to take a shot of Fireball because the Fireball is chilled and ready to go. And for a $50 super chat, I will try this awful, disgusting Van Leeuwen mac and cheese. Maybe it's really good and maybe my opinion will change. Let's find out. You super chat us $50, I will try this mac and cheese ice cream. I mean, the thought of it doesn't sound all that good, but everybody was hyping this stuff up a couple weeks ago. I'd like to try it. Get those super chats in. We always appreciate you for supporting the show. And because of Tommy Huxley's $2 super chat, I'm going to take a sip of beer. 6 more likes away from 100. More than 200 people watching live. Continue to hit that thumbs up icon. Once we get to 100 likes, we will start today's show. I'm going to take a sip of beer. See you, Harrison. Enjoy the off day tomorrow. All right, 2 more likes away from 100, 1 more like from 100, and then we will kick off today's show. There we go. We hit the century mark. So coming up, 49ers versus Eagles preview. We're also going to do a mailbag, maybe a second mailbag. We will see, dealing with some technical difficulties with the mailbag aspect of things. So at the very least, 1 mailbag, 49ers versus Eagles preview. If you're watching right now saying, what about Raheem Mostert? He's out for the year. Where is that breaking news? Well, we covered that as breaking news earlier. That video is already up on the channel. It's been popping off. We covered the Dre Kirkpatrick signing right after it happened. We covered the Jason Verrett injury news right when it happened. And we had you covered today with Raheem Mostert. All reasons why you should hit that red subscribe button down below and get us to 40,000 subscribers. Without further ado, let's get rocking and rolling coming up. 49ers versus Eagles preview. Welcome into the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I am your host, Chase Sr. Hit me up and interact with me on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Sr. It's the same handle on both. Coming up on today's show, we're going to preview the 49ers game against the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday. It's going to be a 1 o'clock Eastern kick from Lincoln Financial Field in South Philadelphia for the Eagles home opener. Going to be a raucous environment, but still, the Niners enter this game as 3.5-point favorites. The over-under set at 50, which is somewhat of a high number. It's certainly higher than the over-under number for Lions and Niners week 1. Kind of like the Niners minus 3.5, but the Eagles are sneaky good. This is your opportunity to voice your predictions for this game. Predict the score in the comment section right now between your Niners and the Philadelphia Eagles. Get those score predictions in the comment section down below. And if you want to lay some money on this game, we got you hooked up thanks to our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Here's the deal. You go to chatsports.com/49bet and enter the promo code Niners125. You get a 125% deposit bonus. What that means is when you put $100 in your account, you get an additional $125 back. That's $225 to take the 49ers at 3.5 with. And if you follow all of those steps and deposit $100 in your account, we will send you a free 49ers jersey. Yeah, do I have your attention yet? A free 49ers jersey if you follow all of these steps. Here it is on your screen. Go to chatsports.com/49bet, enter the promo code Niners125. You sign up, deposit at least $100. You get that 125% deposit back. Again, that's $225 in total money. Then you email us jersey@chatsports.com to let us know you signed up and you followed all of those steps. You have to do all of this by week 2. So do all of this by the time that the Niners kick off against the Eagles. We will get back back to everybody over the next few days. Our email inbox has been flooded, which is absolutely awesome. One more time, chatsports.com/49bet. Enter the promo code Niners125, and we will send you a free 49ers jersey. Maybe you want a Trey Lance jersey in your closet in hopes that he's going to be the franchise quarterback for this team for many years to come. Or George Kittle. He's an all-time great with this franchise. Follow all of those steps. We'll get you hooked up thanks to our friends at Fanatics. Let's continue to break down and preview this game between the Niners and the Eagles. First, here are my keys to the game. The Niners defense, especially this defensive line, has to approach this matchup as if they're taking on Russell Wilson from a dynamic quarterback perspective, because Jalen Hurts offers a lot of the same dynamic qualities that a Russell Wilson does. I watched Jalen Hurts' tape from week 1, and he reminds me so much of a player like Dak Prescott. And what I mean by saying that the Niners have to have a disciplined pass rush, they have to stay in their lane. They cannot overcommit, because once the pocket breaks down, Jalen Hurts is either going to look to extend the play through the pass game, or he's going to look to take off. So you can't overcommit, because if you do that, you're going to get burned like you would by Russell Wilson. You take a look at what Jalen Hurts did in week 1 against the Falcons. They were 3.5-point underdogs. They completely dominated Atlanta. Big reason for that, Jalen Hurts, 27 of 35, 264 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns to 0 interceptions, a lot of swing passes, a lot of screen passes, a lot of designed quick throws for Jalen Hurts to get him into a rhythm, but he does have nice touch on his deep ball, so the Niners have to be wary of that. Also, one of my keys to the game, you got to lock down on this Eagles ground game. In week 1 against the Lions, I thought San Francisco was bad against the run. A big reason for that late in the game, they were playing a lot of prevent defense. That allowed the Lions to rack up a lot of yards through the ground. And for the Eagles, that's their bread and butter. They love the screen game. They love running downhill with their beefy offensive line. And in week 1 against the Falcons, they were excellent. Miles Sanders, 15 totes for 74 yards. Jalen Hurts, 7 carries, 62 yards. That goes to show you the dual threat nature of the former Oklahoma and Alabama quarterback. Kenneth Gainwell, the late round pick out of Memphis, was also very good. Had his first career touchdown run, also 9 carries for 37 yards. DeVonta Smith, first round pick for the Eagles, top 10. Former Heisman Trophy winner, one of the best seasons of any college wide receiver last year with Alabama en route to that national championship. He was very good against the Falcons. What's one of the weaknesses for San Francisco? It's the fact that Jason Verrett, their number 1 cornerback, has gone down with a torn ACL. DeVonta Smith is a big play wide receiver, and if he gets behind the defense, he can make some big plays happen and take it to the house. My other keys to the game: pass protection. Got to be able to protect Jimmy Garoppolo up against a defensive line that still features players who are getting it done and have been getting it done for a long time, and Fletcher Cox as well as Brandon Graham. And for Philadelphia, this is going to be their home opener. We know how Philadelphia fans operate. Like the Niners, they're very passionate. It's going to be a crazy atmosphere at Lincoln Financial Field. So if you can establish momentum early in the game to silence that crowd, that will bode well for San Francisco. How many points do you think the Niners are going to give up against this Philadelphia Eagles offense, which scored more than 30 against the Falcons? Predict it. Let me know in the comment section. I love this Niners defensive line. They had around 30 pressures against the Lions in week 1. If they can follow that same formula against the Eagles in week 2, they will be successful. Speaking of this game, make sure you subscribe to the 49ers Report as we get closer and closer to 40,000 subscribers. But also, we're doing another watch party on Sunday for this game. We're going to be going live starting at 12:45 p.m. Eastern, 9:45 a.m. Pacific. We did a watch party for week 1 against the Lions. We'll be doing watch parties all throughout this season. What do? Live play-by-play, live stats, live analysis. I take your questions throughout. Also, we drink beers, we take some shots, we have some fun. So for those of you on the West Coast who are trying to party early in the day, start your day with some drinking, we got you covered. Going to be a bunch of fun. 60,000 people joined us for week 1. Make sure you're one of those people who join us again for the fun in week 2. Matchups to watch. A few of them that I'm kind of monitoring as we get closer and closer to kickoff. San Francisco's defensive line against Philadelphia's offensive line. Philly's offensive line is really good. Just gave Jordan Mailata, their left tackle, a contract extension. Isaac Seumalo is a good left guard. Jason Kelce, still one of the best centers in the league. Brandon Brooks, an excellent right guard when he's healthy. Lane Johnson, one of the preeminent right tackles in the league. But for the 49ers, they have 8 to 10 guys along that defensive line who can wreak havoc. And 30 total pressures against the Lions and Jared Goff in week 1. That's really incredible. What are defensive line pressures? It's the combination of quarterback hits, quarterback hurries, as well as sacks. Eric Armstead had 9 total pressures. Contavious Street, Nick Bosa, and D Ford with 5. D Ford, Nick Bosa also chimed in with a sack. Kevin Givens had 2 D-line pressures as well. So this defensive line matching up against the Eagles' offensive line, one of the better matchups across the National Football League. If you're one of the football nerds like me that doesn't always like to follow the football and that part of the play, once the ball is snapped, just keep an eye on the trenches. Another matchup I want to keep an eye on, Deebo Samuel against Darius Slay. Deebo Samuel in week 1 broke out. If this guy can stay healthy, he can be one of the more dynamic wide receivers in this league because of his ability to pick up yards after the catch. 9 receptions, 189 yards, 1 touchdown, and that lone touchdown, it went for 79 yards on a ball by Jimmy Garoppolo. I think that throw was underrated because he saw the coverage on Deebo. It was a good adjustment by Deebo to come back for it, and then from there, he took it to the promised land. Speaking of Jimmy G, Niners offensive line, gonna have to protect him against an Eagles defensive line. As I mentioned, that is very, very good. And I thought Jimmy Garoppolo was very solid in week 1. You really can't ask him to do much more than this. 17 to 25, he was a good distributor of the football, made smart decisions. Of course, he missed some throws, but which quarterback doesn't throughout the course of a ball game? Come on now, don't hate on Jimmy G if you just want to hate on Jimmy G. 314 yards, a touchdown to Deebo, no interceptions. There was that fumbled snap on the first play from scrimmage, which I hated, but other than that, thought Jimmy G played well and did everything that Kyle Shanahan asked him. Another matchup to watch. Philadelphia, Nick Sirianni, he hails from the Frank Reich, Doug Peterson tree. And what Peterson and Reich like to do, run a lot of 12 personnel. What is that? 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 single back. Philadelphia is going to run a lot of 2 tight end sets with Dallas Goedert as well as Zach Ertz. Here's the good news for San Francisco. They have some of the best coverage linebackers in the National Football League. All-Pro Fred Warner, Azeez Al-Shahir, Dre Greenlaw. So those are the matchups that I'm looking forward to for Sunday's game between the Niners and the Eagles. Niners going into this game as 3.5-point favorites. The over-under set at 50. We'll see if that line shifts as we approach Sunday. But I mentioned my matchups to watch for Sunday. I want to know what your matchups to watch are and which matchups are you most excited for Sunday's game. Drop them into the comments section and let me know. Let's chop it up. Let's talk some football. Big part of what we do here at 49ers Report. We love our audience interaction, so let me know which matchup you are most excited for Sunday's game between the Niners and the 49ers. Niners and the Eagles, excuse me. Lastly, you want a free jersey? Here's how you get hooked up. Go to chatsports.com/49bet, enter the promo code Niners125. You sign up and deposit at least $100 in your account. You get that 125% deposit back. That's $225 of total money. And if you email us, jersey@chatsports.com, letting us know that you followed all of those steps and you deposited that money into your account, we will send you a free 49ers jersey. Chatsports.com/49bet, enter the promo code Niners125. We'll get you hooked up. You have to get all of that in by this week 2 matchup. Make sure you give me a follow on Twitter @Chase_Senior. Always enjoy interacting with the Niner gang. So hit me up. Follow me, DM. My DMs are open. If you want to talk some Niners football, let's do it, man. I love chopping it up, love talking ball. Give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram @Chase_Senior. It's the same handle on both. let's talk about this Niners-Eagles game. Whatever you want, life advice, I got you covered. Hit me up, and if you give me a follow during today's live show, I'll be sure to give you a shout out. We're about to get to a mailbag here on the show. Here's our Super Chat menu. We saw a couple of Super Chats come in, so if you Super Chat us $1, I'll give you a shout out. $5 Super Chat, I'll do a beer cheers. $10 Super Chat, I will chug a beer. $20 Super Chat, producer Jeremy Beedling, who's doing a wonderful job on today's show, dealing with some technical difficulties, will come on the screen. He'll take a shot of Fireball, and honestly, because we're dealing with some technical difficulties, I think he needs to take the edge off and take a shot of Fireball. Let's get it done with the $20 Super Chat. But here's what I'm excited for. $50 Super Chat, I will try some mac and cheese ice cream on today's show, thanks to our friends at Van Leeuwen? Is that right? Van Leeuwen. It's hard to see that cursive text, but they sent us some free mac and cheese ice cream. We want to try it on today's show, so we'll do that with a $50 Super Chat. If you want your questions answered, hashtag 49ers or Super Chat us. Are we good with the messages and all of the comments and stuff? Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Awesome. Okay, so if you guys Super Chat us, we'll be able to pop your questions on the screen. Are we still able to answer their questions from the comment section? Okay, we'll be able to answer your questions from the comment section. There's some weird thing going on with the comment section. I'm not sure if it's on our end or YouTube's end, but don't worry, we'll be able to answer your questions coming up on this 49ers mailbag. Appreciate all of you for bearing with us. That's part of the beauty of a live show, right? You can see us work through all of these issues, and at the end of the day, we're just providing for the Niner gang and the Niner Empire. As soon as producer Jeremy tells me that we are ready to go for this mailbag, we will get started. We're going to do 2 10-minute mailbags. That is the plan that we're going to get to. Also, be sure to get your votes in on the poll, the live poll right now. Who will lead the 49ers in rushing in 2021? Elijah Mitchell leading the votes right now, 64%. Trey Sermon at 23%. JaMychal Hasty at 13%. I posed that question because Raheem Mostert out for the year with a knee injury. We already covered that. We already put out a video. Be sure to check that out on the channel, of course, after our live show is done. We good to go with this mailbag? All right, without further ado, let's start answering some questions from the Niner gang. It's mailbag time here on the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I am your host, Chase Sr. Today's show would not be made possible without our friends at Magic Spoon. This is cereal that's tasty, it's also very healthy, and they use quality ingredients. And the best news is you can get $5 off your purchase by using that link at the bottom of your screen. That's magicspoon.com/49ers Report. And this is a money-back guarantee. So if you don't like the cereal, you can send it back and they will give you your money back, but I guarantee you will like it because all of the flavors, straight up delicious. We kick off this mailbag with this $2 Super Chat coming in from Tommy Huxley. He gives me a compliment. He simply says, Chase is the GOAT. Well, Tommy, for the $2 Super Chat, for you contributing to everything we do here on the 49ers Report, because let's be honest, nobody does what we do here on the 49ers Report, I will say you are the GOAT, my man. We have another $2 Super Chat from Michael Correa. $1, 1 drink, $2, 2 drinks. Say no more. Back-to-back $2 Super Chats. I will take a sip of beer. Make it 2. Trace Gerard, one of our new employees, letting me know. He's keeping me in check. $5 Super Chat from Go For Broke. 49ers with the extended season, it might be better to bring someone like Richard Sherman in later in the year, fresh legs when we need it. There has been some recent reporting, we're recording this during our live show on Tuesday, about the Niners' interest still in Richard Sherman. Basically, what that report indicates from David Lombardi and The Athletic is this. There have been ongoing conversations between the organization and Richard Sherman. After Jason Verrett went down with that torn ACL in Sunday's win against the Lions, Kyle Shanahan had said, hey, we've been in contact with Sherm. We like the possibility of him coming back. But David Lombardi of The Athletic reporting that kind of what the plan is as of now. You have Dre Kirkpatrick, you have Josh Norman. If another injury happens, maybe you sign Richard Sherman. This is kind of a worst case scenario, or you wait until later in the year for Richard Sherman to get his feet underneath him, allow him to get back in football shape. He played at a Pro Bowl level 2 years ago, back in 2019, helping lead the Niners to the Super Bowl. I think he's capable of still some solid football, and I'd like to see the Niners bring him back, but let's see how the secondary fares with the additions of Dre Kirkpatrick as well as Josh Norman. Maybe you don't need to bring back a player like Richard Sherman, but if they continue to get gashed in the pass game, maybe you resort to bringing Sherman back. Another question coming in from Chris Peacock. Should the 49ers trade Brandon Ayuk for a top-tier cornerback? Now, a lot of people are discussing this on social media, and there's a reason they're talking about it on social media, because sometimes social media can be a cesspool. They're discussing a Brandon Ayuk trade because they think that Brandon Ayuk is in the doghouse. Now, Kyle Shanahan kind of addressed this on Monday with reporters saying, look, Brandon Ayuk didn't play that many snaps and was not targeted on Sunday for a couple of reasons. One, still coming back from his hamstring injury. Two, Trent Sherfield has earned the right to play ahead of Brandon Ayuk. That was coming straight from the source in Kyle Shanahan. Do I think right now the 49ers should trade Brandon Ayuk for a top-tier cornerback? No. I believe in Ayuk. I think that he's a very solid player. He led this team in receptions last year as a rookie. And as a rookie in limited action, he still almost had 100 targets. This is a guy who has a ton of ability. But Matt Mayoko of NBC Sports Bay Area is saying this, that Brandon Ayuk still learning to be a pro. Does that mean that Ayuk is immature? Does that mean that he's not taking his craft seriously? If that's the case, of course you have some concerns. But as of right now, I'm keeping Ayuk because I'm a believer in his ability, and I think he has a lot of potential. Do you think that Brandon Ayuk is in the doghouse? From the reporting from Matt Mayoko of NBC Sports Bay Area and the verbiage that Kyle Shanahan had used. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Be sure to get those votes in the comment section down below. Robert Slavin, another $2 super chat. D Ford, 2 sacks next week. He had one against the Lions, and he looked really good. 5 quarterback pressures. That's really good news for D Ford, and great news for this defensive line and defensive coordinator DeMeco Ryans because of this. If the Niners continue to suffer injuries, and issues, I should say, in the secondary, they're somewhat thin at the back end. They can mask some of those issues and some of those flaws if they're able to continue to generate consistent pressure on the quarterback. Because if they get pressure on the quarterback and opposing quarterbacks don't have time to throw, doesn't really matter what the back end is doing. So I think this Niners defensive line runs 8 to 10 guys deep, and if you have D Ford playing at his all-pro caliber level, man, this Niners defensive front could be scary. I'll also take a sip of beer because of that $2 super chat, my man. Puff Puff Screen Pass. What a name. Now that Josh Gordon is allowed to play, should the 49ers sign him? So, again, recording this during our live show on Tuesday, Josh Gordon and his agent have basically recommended to the league that he be reinstated. The next step is for Roger Goodell to reinstate him. Once that happens, Josh Gordon will be a free agent, and he'll be free to sign with any team. I thought with the Seattle Seahawks, of course, he's been in and out of that organization because of those continuous problems. He was really just okay. I don't think I'd take a chance on Josh Gordon. I think that ship has sailed. It's unfortunate because at Baylor with the Cleveland Browns, this dude was a stud. He looked like a physically imposing beast. Unfortunately, though, he's had to deal with his own internal issues and battles, and I feel bad for him because of that. But at the end of the day, this is a business. And if I'm running a business, I want to be able to count on my employees. And I haven't been able to count on Josh Gordon to be available for my business. So I understand he has some dynamic ability. There's some name power there. I'm not taking a chance on Josh Gordon unless this wide receiving core gets ravaged by injuries. Now, for a $50 super chat, myself and producer Jeremy said, we'll try some mac and cheese flavored ice cream. That sounds disgusting. You know what doesn't sound disgusting? Magic Spoon cereal. And I can report it is factual that it is delicious because I've been eating Magic Spoon for a long time now, and I've been able to reintroduce cereal into my diet. You can too, and get $5 off your purchase if you go to magicspoon.com/49ers report. Per serving, you get under 200 calories per bowl, 0 grams of sugar, 4 grams of net carbs, and 13 grams of protein. Let me ask you this. Which other brand of cereal allows you to get 13 grams of protein per serving so that you can get jacked like me? No brands of cereal are doing what Magic Spoon is doing. So try it out. It is simply magical, and you get $5 off using that link at the bottom of your screen. And if you don't like it, you get your money back. That link is in the description as well as the comment section of this video. We move ahead in this mailbag with this question from my dude, Wet Noodle 187. Hey Chase, just want to say I agree with you on those fantasy football people putting down Raheem Mostert. In case you missed it, during our Raheem Mostert breaking news video earlier, I just had to body everybody who was just disrespectful toward Raheem Mostert and his wife on social media because they were all butthurt about their fantasy football teams and Raheem Mostert suffering an injury, threatening him, saying that he's an awful person for suffering an injury because it impacts their fantasy team. For all of those losers doing that, that you are what you are. You're a loser. So if you get all hurt about your fantasy team because a player gets injured, you think they can control their injury issues? Of course they can't. So, man, get out of here with all that fake noise. Make sure you subscribe to the 49ers Report because I can pivot from bodying people to dropping some knowledge on your San Francisco 49ers. We're getting closer and closer to 40,000 subscribers. Be part of the faithful family. If you want the best 49ers coverage right here on YouTube, smash that red subscribe button down below or go to youtube.com/49ers TV. Niner Faithful with this question. Chase, what are your thoughts on the Niners possibly trading for Cameron Dantzler and bringing Richard Sherman back? So Cameron Dantzler, former third-round pick of the Minnesota Vikings, went to Mississippi State. He was drafted in the 3rd round out of Mississippi State by Minnesota last year. And in training camp last year, he was one of their top cornerbacks and played decent last year as a rookie. But he's kind of fallen out of favor in Minnesota. He was a healthy scratch for their Week 1 game against the Cincinnati Bengals. And if you looked at that Vikings secondary, I thought they really could have used him. He was bad in the back half of the year last year, even though he was a Pro Football Writers of Association all-rookie team member last year, but didn't play well at the end of last year. And if he's a surprise cut and didn't play well in training camp, that goes to show you his development, there's been a problem there. So with that, I do want to ask you this question. Who would you rather have, Richard Sherman or Cameron Dantzler? Now, that question from Niner Faithful, I'd rather go Richard Sherman because I know what I'm getting, but can you bring in Richard Sherman as well as Cameron Dantzler and bring in both? I'd kind of be for that because then you have a developmental prospect with some upside and pedigree because he's a former 3rd-round pick, but also you also get Richard Sherman who, as we know, he's headed for Canton and he's going to be rocking that gold jacket. That does it for mailbag number 1. Good news is, hey, we got mailbag number 2 coming, and we have a super chat menu that we do want to show you. Let's get crazy. Let's drink some beers. Let's have some fun. $1 super chat, we give you a shout out. $5 super chat, that's a beer cheers. $10 super chat, that's a beer chug. $20 super chat, producer Jeremy comes on screen. He'll take a shot. And for a $50 super chat, I will try this Van Leeuwen mac and cheese ice cream. I like mac and cheese. I like ice cream. I don't know if I like mac and cheese ice cream. Let's find out. We can do so with a $50 super chat. Also, for those who followed me on Twitter, I greatly appreciate you. I'll give you some shout outs. Give me a follow right now at Chase_Senior. Scott Roy, thank you for that follow. Let's see who else has come in. B-Dog Masta Blasta, Gabriel Barrios, Lincoln Thomas, Jorge C., Niner Nation of Texas. Got love for Texas. That's where we are right now in Dallas, emanating from our studios in Dallas, Texas. David Paris, Sherry Gunn, Sincerely Dubs. Appreciate all of those follows on Twitter. Let's pop over to Instagram to see what the people are bringing. Harrison Marissa, D. Barone, K. Riley, Calvin Wong, 6'11". You guys are the best. Hit me up on socials. Let's talk some 49ers. Coming up next, our second of 2 mailbags on today's live show. So let's get to it and continue to get those questions in using the hashtag 49ers or let's drink thanks to our super chat menu. Yeah, so because we're dealing with technical difficulties, we do have a better opportunity of answering your questions if you super chat us because YouTube is experiencing some bug right now. So if you super chat us, we guarantee you we will answer your questions coming up on this mailbag. What up, Niner gang? You're watching the 49ers Report right here on Chat Sports. I am your host, as always, Chase Sr. Hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. If you want to lay down some bets for Week 2 of the NFL season, you can do so. Chatsports.com/49bet. Enter the promo code Niners125. When you plug in that link as well as that promo code and you create an account, you get a 125% deposit bonus. Let's kick off this mailbag with this question coming in from Go For Broke. He watches us every single week, especially during our watch parties. We'll be doing another one on Sunday. Appreciate you, my guy. Trey Sermon will be active in Week 2. Who will start, Mitchell or Sermon? Not who you want, but who will Kyle start? I think Kyle Shanahan's going to go with Elijah Mitchell, who was absolutely fantastic in his debut as a pro against the Lions. He showed me so much. Speed, burst, physicality, the early identification as to which hole he should hit, good anticipation in the backfield as well. And I think what Shanahan is going to do over time, he's going to implement Elijah Mitchell in the pass game. Now, he was the 6th round pick of the 2021 NFL Draft for San Francisco. Trey Sermon out of Ohio State, formerly Oklahoma, was the 3rd round pick. I like Sermon a lot, but for him to be a healthy scratch for the opening weekend, that's not good. But he's going to have an opportunity to redeem himself and prove himself the rest of the season with Raheem Mostert going down with that knee injury. We covered it. Breaking news here on the 49ers Report. In case you missed it, watch that video. $10 super chat, okay, from Robert Bentello. Let's chug a beer and bring back Frank Gore. Okay, Frank the Tank, one of the best running backs in the history of the league, did so many incredible things during his stint with San Francisco. I just think that given his age, he's not going to play any longer. But if the Niners continue to suffer injuries in the backfield, I actually think it would be an incredible, incredible story if Gore came back to finish his career with the organization in which it started, and maybe it caps off with a Super Bowl. That would be quite the story. Gonna chug the beer now. We finished it. Mountains are cold. Boobies! Oh, they got me there. Boobies. I see what you did with that name. Nice. NFC West Outlook, Chase. What stood out about the other teams across the division? Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford, Kyler Murray, they all look good. They all really did look good. And if you've been tuned into the channel over time, you know my stance on the NFC West. I don't think there is a better division across football than the NFC West. It's deep. It has a bunch of premium talent. I think you're looking now at 4 teams who can make deep playoff runs and possibly contend for a Super Bowl. Where do the 49ers fall? If they can stay healthy, I think they can be victorious in this division. As for what other people in the division did, Russell Wilson with his new offensive coordinator, he was dropping moon balls to Tyler Lockett, who was making Willie Mays type catches. I think Russell Wilson, with a more pass-happy approach in that new offense, going to have a monster year. Matthew Stafford has always put up straight-up digits and put up numbers. With Sean McVay, I think he's going to be able to continue to do that. I think that Rams passing attack could be lethal. As for Kyler Murray, I thought he was one of the breakout performers in Week 1. He was filthy. Go back, if you haven't already done so, to just watch Kyler Murray highlights against the Tennessee Titans. He made literally jaw-dropping plays. He made a couple of plays where I sat back, I said, holy shit, this is one-of-one type stuff. Kyler Murray is that dude. Wonderful touch on the deep ball, scrambling in the pocket. He was terrific. So that goes to show you, that this NFC West is a gauntlet. Who do you think is going to win the NFC West? And if you think it's going to be the 49ers, let me know. Type T for it. Yeah, it's true. The 49ers are going to win this gauntlet of a division. Type F if it's false. I'm still going T for true as long as the Niners can stay healthy. I hope they're not ravaged by a bunch of injuries like they were last year, because when healthy, this team certainly legit. This show, it is presented by our sportsbook partner, BetUS. There is no better deal from any sportsbook anywhere across the world than this deal from our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Here is the deal. You go to chatsports.com/49bet, enter the promo code Niners125, you get a 125% deposit bonus. When you deposit $100 in your account using that link and that promo code, you get a 125% deposit bonus, meaning you get $125 back on top of that $100 deposit. That's $225 to wager with. And if you do all of those steps, we will send you a free San Francisco 49ers jersey thanks to our friends at Fanatics. That's right, free 49ers jersey for you if you follow all of those steps. Here are the steps in case I got to simplify it for you. I'm the man of the people. This is what I do. Go to chatsports.com/49bet, enter the promo code Niners125, you sign up, you deposit, you get that 125% deposit back, then email us, jersey@chatsports.com, let us know that you followed all of those steps. Do it all by week 2, this matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles, upcoming this Sunday, and we'll get back to you, and we'll send you a free 49ers jersey. Trey Lance, George Kittle, Fred Warner, Nick Bosa. We'll figure it all out, but you have to follow all of those steps. Let us know that you signed up, and if you deposit at least $100 in your account, we will send you a free 49ers jersey. Ruben, $10 super chat. Let's chug another one. Cheers, Chase. Should we worry about our corners with who we have now? I'll crack my beer and I'll answer your question at the same time because I'm a man who can do it all. That's right. I am a little bit worried about the secondary, and the Niners are worried about their secondary. And they kind of got ahead of the game by signing Josh Norman a couple of Sundays ago. They realized, okay, we're kind of thin at the cornerback position, and we're one injury away from really having to panic, kind of, with trying to fill the gaps here in the secondary. And I've said this a lot here on the 49ers Report. If Jason Verrett goes down, he's one of the best cornerbacks in the league when healthy. Unfortunately for him, so many injuries throughout his career. But I basically said, if Verrett goes down, you're in trouble. I like the signing of Josh Norman kind of as a depth piece. I like Dre Kirkpatrick also as a depth piece. But if they are your consistent starting cornerbacks, that's when I start to have the concern. But what's one of the better stories of week 1? It's how Deommodore Lenoir played. And with that, let's get to this question from Ernest Beatty. I will do a chug coming up here. Ernest Beatty saying, is Deommodore Lenoir the rookie of the game? He was the rookie of the game in week 1 against the Lions. He played an NFL high, that's right, NFL high, 90 snaps, the most snaps of any defender across the National Football League. He was targeted 3 times, only gave up 1 catch. Go to his Twitter profile. He's got hyenas with blood on their mouths as the banner photo. Goes to show you this guy is a dog. I've been in on him since he was drafted in the 5th round out of Oregon. He's physical. He's fast. He has some shutdown corner ability. I think he could end up being a steal in the long run. I love his physicality. So if Lenoir kind of emerges with Jason Verrett going down, that kind of covers up the weaknesses in the secondary, and then it allows Kirkpatrick as well as Josh Norman to fall back where they should be as depth pieces. Because of that $10 super chat, I'm going to chug a beer. Let the boy watch with this question. Expectations for Dre Kirkpatrick. I kind of answered this in my previous question. Dre Kirkpatrick was a former first-round pick out of Alabama by the Cincinnati Bengals, was a very good cornerback for a few years there, went to Arizona last year after being with Cincinnati for, I believe, 7 years, and wasn't that great last year. I'm expecting him to maybe be better in this defense because the Niners are going to be asking him to do less than what he did with Arizona. Now, if injuries continue to occur, then you're counting on Dre Kirkpatrick a little bit too much in my opinion. But I expect him to at least be competent in the secondary for D'Amico Ryans. Also, I do want to emphasize this. If you get a consistent pass rush that masks some of the flaws in the back end, and I believe this Niners defensive line going to be able to generate a pass rush. Tommy Huxley, is Kinlaw starting on Sunday? It's unknown. Javon Kinlaw, the 2020 first-round pick, did not play in Week 1 against the Lions, dealing with a knee injury. He suffered some knee issues with South Carolina at the collegiate ranks, had some knee lingering issues last year as a rookie, got it cleaned up, at least we thought, in the offseason, but those knee problems have surfaced once again. Kyle Shanahan said in his press conference on Monday he is hoping Kinlaw will play against the Eagles. Let's hope he does, because the Niners certainly missed him against the run on Sunday against the Lions. Go for broke, my dude. With Mostert out for the season and his contract expiring after this year, will he still be a 49er next year if Sherman and Mitchell are outstanding this year? No, I don't think so. Raheem Mostert, he's cheap, so maybe. But I'd say no because of his age and because he has dealt with a litany of injury issues. And if you have two rookie running backs who emerge in Trey Sermon and Elijah Mitchell, you don't need an old injury-prone back who, when healthy, yeah, it's great, runs a 4.3 40-yard dash. I got to be able to count on you. And I actually really like JaMychal Hasty. I do think he can be a player, and I think throughout this year, we'll see he can be a player. Squilly Willy Forilli, what a name here. If the Niners don't have a good year, should Kyle Shanahan be on the hot seat? No, not a chance at all, not one bit, not one iota. You know what's crazy? Through their first, let me do the simple math here. 65 games, Kyle Shanahan and Bill Walsh, guess what their records are? Both 30 and 35. So that would be 70 games then. I failed elementary algebra at Temple University, where I went to school in Philadelphia. Don't count on me. What is it? No, 35 and 35. Wait, so whatever, okay? I am so bad at math, it's not even funny, and it's not because I'm sipping beers. When I was in high school, my mom had to get me a tutor. That's how bad I was at math. Here's the point. Kyle Shanahan and Bill Walsh, through this point of their respective coaching careers, both had a 30 and 35 record. 30 and 35. How did it end up for Bill Walsh? Pretty damn good. Kyle Shanahan is an offensive genius. He's going to be just fine. So to answer your question, Squilly Willy Forilli, no, I do not think that Kyle Shanahan should be on the hot seat. Do you like Kyle Shanahan? I think he's an offensive wizard. I think he's ahead of his time. I think he's done creative things schematically before a lot of people have done them and implemented them. I'm going to type my L for like and maybe even love, but you can get your votes in and let your feelings be known. Do you like Kyle Shanahan? L for like, D for dislike. Get those votes in. Hanif Razak, hopefully no more math questions. Considering that Mosterati, I like it, is injured, where do you think our rushing attack will finish at the end of the season? Top 5, top 10, or average? I think it's going to be one of the better running attacks in the NFL. Why is that? It's because Kyle Shanahan and Bobby Turner, who's the running backs coach, do a terrific job of developing running backs. And Kyle Shanahan's scheme has paved the way for all of the running backs that he's coached as the head coach of the 49ers to flourish and thrive. Think about it. Every running back that's been able to stay healthy or has been healthy for the amount of time that they've been healthy has been very, very good. I mean, Elijah Mitchell, first game as a pro, rushes for more than 100 yards as a 6th-round pick. That's a product of the outside zone scheme that Kyle Shanahan runs. So even though Mostert's going down, this is Kyle Shanahan's bread and butter. This is his forte. So I think the Niners are going to be very good on the ground. Joe Caterly, how many more chances will Hurd have before we move on from him? It seems like he's always injured. It seems like he's always injured? He is always injured. Jalen Hurts, since getting drafted in the 3rd round in 2019, has not played a single regular season snap. He's played 2 total preseason games. Now he's on IR. Look, when you run a business, you got to be able to count on your employees. And let's say this, like you're running a business, right? Let me go Colin Cowherd on you. You're running a business, you bring in a really talented employee, you're so excited about them when you hire them because they showed boatloads of potential. And you think over time, they're really going to be able to move the needle financially and contribute to your company. But if they're always sick, they're always out, they're always coming up for excuses as to why they can't come into work, you got to cut bait over time. Now, everybody deserves a second chance, and you want to work through some of those issues initially. But this is year 3 for Jalen Hurts, and still, he can't stay on the field. Coming off a torn ACL in which he suffered a year ago, he is dealing with lingering tendonitis and plays one preseason game, then he says, I don't feel good. Nick Bosa suffered a torn ACL in week 2 of last year. What did he do in week 1? 5 quarterback pressures and a sack, and he was putting Penei Sewell in his pocket. He was his daddy on Sunday. But Jalen Hurts can't come back. It is so frustrating because he has tantalizing potential, but I'm willing to cut bait. And this is why I've been saying, like, cut bait with Jalen Hurts. I don't think he should have made the 53. I just think he did a good enough job in that preseason finale against the Raiders of proving, hey, this guy has potential. Let's keep him on the 53. In hindsight, I think it was a mistake. If I didn't answer your question on today's mailbag, hit me up on Twitter or Instagram at Chase_Senior. It's the same handle on both. Love talking 49er football with all of you out there. I take great pride in interacting with all of you and doing our shows. It's been a blast since I hopped on board here at Chat Sports 6 months ago. So let's continue that interaction during shows and outside of the shows. Outside of the shows, hey, we can chop it up on Twitter or Instagram at Chase_Senior. Wow, what a show. More than 300 people watching live. You guys are the best. Make sure you join us for a 49ers-Eagles watch party on Sunday. For week 1, we had 60,000 people join us throughout the day. It was a blast. We were drinking beers, live scoreboard, highlights, live play-by-play. I was taking your questions throughout. We're going to be doing the same thing this Sunday. It all gets started 12:45 p.m. Eastern, 9:45 a.m. Pacific. Join us for our watch party between the 49ers and the Eagles. With that, appreciate everybody for tuning in to today's show. The support has been incredible over these last couple of months since I took over the 49ers Report. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that red subscribe button down below. If you're new to us, this is the best 49ers coverage right here on YouTube. We hit you with the hard-hitting analysis. We inform you. We educate you. But also, we have a lot of fun, and we entertain you as well. We are not looping today's show because of some of these technical issues that we are dealing with. So that's going to be it. Appreciate you making the 49ers Report a part of your day. And until next time, I'm Chase Sr.